Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 194 of the High Sensitivity Podcast, and thank you for listening. If it's your first time here, we talk about video game and movie news, as well as we watched or played over the week. My name is Barry, along with my co-host, trying to get over Mount Paramount.
My name is Craig, or Para Craig.
Oh, my name is also Craig. Craig didn't have like a witty thing afterwards, so it threw me off, and I didn't know what to say, so I just said my name.
Wait. I said Para Craig. All right, I did have something.
All right.
No, just playing.
All right, that's fine. Suicide Squad, kill the Craigs.
Kill the
There we go. That's not bad.
Yep.
So, Craig, I make this analogy. Have you seen their Super Bowl ad, Craig? Craig C.
I have not. No.
You have not.
He picks up Hey Arnold and throws him.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think like which one of us, if there's three, one of us is Hey Arnold, one of us is Sir Patrick, and then the other one is Tua Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the one?
I have a big head, so I could be Arnold.
I'm the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you're probably Tua.
So you're Sir Patrick throwing Hey
Sir
Arnold.
Patrick. Yep.
I'll be Sir Patrick. Always wanted to be knighted.
That.
You should watch the ad. It's stupid in all the right ways.
It's pretty good.
No free ads, but watch the ad. Well, what you're about to start watching is us recap the news for this week. So
or listen,
yeah, listen, watch. However you indulge in the podcast, we support it. It's available on all platforms. So, and I guess the big thing, and we might have to call an emergency podcast if this ends up all being right here. So Xbox is to detail the future of Xbox.
Yes.
A meeting next week. A lot of leaks are coming out saying that a lot of games that were once exclusive to Xbox are going to be coming to PlayStation as well. Games like Starfield, everyone's favorite. Games like Gears of War.
Starfield got debunked.
That stuff got debunked?
Starfield did.
Oh, Starfield did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. No PlayStation fan cares that Starfield got debunked.
Gears of War. Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. But if it ends up being true, we might have to call an emergency podcast. We'll see. The first emergency podcast we've done in our.
If that means it's remastered, though, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Gears of War, like remastered.
Yeah, because there's been talks about remastering 1 through 3.
Yes.
That needs to happen. That needs to happen. I haven't even. That'll make me play it because I tried playing it, and
God, I love Gears of War.
Yeah, Gears of War is so much fun.
Yeah.
One of the couple games that Craig and I have completely played through together.
Yeah, Gears 5. Yep. We made that game our bitch.
Yeah, we did.
Fantastic. I love it.
Provides a unique co-op experience. Not a lot of games go through the, I guess. I don't think I would have
liked it as much if I would have played it solo though. Gears 5.
You mean
it was fun.
You mean to say you like playing games with me?
I did.
Do you guys want me to leave? Do you guys want me to leave?
What I'm trying to say is I enjoy playing games with my friends, so when I don't get to Suicide Squad, I get sad.
Yeah, no, to be fair, that is completely and utterly, that I blame myself for that. Maybe we play after the podcast. We'll see. I'm free.
I can take some blame. On that too.
So we'll have to see. Do you guys have any thoughts really other than, a couple of the older games coming through?
Go ahead.
I don't know where this came from. It's just such a weird time, and everybody was talking about it, and then there was leaks, there was people walking back their statements, there was people making additional statements, and like everything, we have to wait until, besides the debunked one, we have to wait until the smoke clears. But it brings up exclusives in general. And I know we have maybe semi conversations or different thoughts regarding it, maybe even a rant or two throughout the years on this podcast. But when you're thinking console sellers, when you're thinking a reason to wait or a debate with a friend between PlayStation and Xbox and like which one is better and all this other stuff. For this to come out, it kind of shakes the landscape a little bit, and maybe I'm wrong with kinda, but I mean, we could see how the internet was blowing up as a response. For me, I see something like this. I see Gears of War coming to PlayStation, and I see things like what was just said. Like maybe that means a remaster. So like I see it in a beneficial way, but there's definitely not a lot of people seeing it necessarily in a beneficial way. I know the PlayStation versus Xbox debate is normally PlayStation tends to have more exclusives, and they tend to like the quality of those exclusives is also something that's arguable. So don't come at the three of us, especially me, for saying that, because that is me just saying it is a debate, and it is something that is talked about. But
yeah, the Xbox fanboys got their pants in a bunch.
They got pants in a
I think
they're all scared.
Don't you think it's like changed, because at the beginning of the week it was like the rumors were Xbox is going third party. They're not going to make consoles anymore. Like that's the first thing I saw, and I went, "What?" And then it kind of went to like, "Oh, so the games are going over." And then the last thing I saw was like Phil Spencer was supposedly telling employees like, "We're still going to be making consoles. Don't worry about that." So I'm all for like crossing over. Like we all have both, all three actually. So like we get to play everything. But if somebody only has a PlayStation and they've always wanted to play Gears of War, awesome. But at the same time, like if somebody only has an Xbox, it'd be cool if they could play Spider-Man or God of War or something, like I would love to see them cross over, but I also get from a business standpoint why you want to have exclusives. So
yeah. And like, I mean, the argument for Xbox is still Game Pass. We bring this up at least once maybe once every 2 podcasts. Is the argument is still Game Pass?
Yep,
hands down. PlayStation has not nailed that yet in the way that Microsoft has.
Well, the interesting thing about like Game Pass, as you mentioned, is a lot of this has to do with what projections were for Game Pass. Game Pass was projected to have a certain like amount of millions of users, and it's pretty much stayed stagnant or has lost percentage over the last couple of years. So, like they spent so much money on studios, they spent so much money to acquire games onto Game Pass, and it's not really gaining. It's
How much
not
more
gaining.
do they want?
I think it was projected they needed they were projecting 2 million, but they only have like 1.3 or 1.6. So that's a 300,000 to 600,000.
They have 33.6 million subscribers.
Okay, so they're it was probably the 40 million or something.
Yeah,
that they were supposed to have.
How much is it a month? $18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$604 million a month.
That's
they're
money
making from Game Pass.
But like, think about it too. Like, I'm not a business expert, but isn't there a certain point where you do reach as a plateau in a subscription for like a while, unless they do something drastic of a change? Their first mistake was not putting Infinite Wealth on there, but that's my own. That's my own problem. That's my own problem. But
I'm sure it'll show up on there.
But I don't know. It's
we're gonna monitor.
Yeah, something to monitor. Maybe an emergency podcast. Do we all have to buy? Can you buy a siren? Should we buy sirens to put in our home for the emergency podcast?
Yep.
Well, we'll put the Vader signal in the sky, and that's how we'll know when to be there. Yeah.
Vader's she is ready with her own opinions.
True.
So we'll keep that in the monitor, but let's get into some of the other stuff going on in the gaming world here. Nintendo posts the Zelda Orchestra because it was from they were going to be doing an event for their orchestra, but it was canceled. They released the 30-minute video on YouTube. I thought it'd be a lot longer, to be honest, but it's not, and it's kind of a nice way to enjoy some like masterful Zelda music if you're looking to relax in a sort of way.
Did you say masterful specifically?
No,
because
no, I just did that for you've infected my brain.
Because then you said sort of way, and I thought you said sword of way. I thought you said a masterful sword of way.
The only person that thinks I'm talking like that is you. This is just how I talk.
Yep.
No one else saw that other than you.
True story.
Again, infected my brain.
Infected, man. I don't know what's going on there. I'll I'll have to rewire my brain.
We then have Katakawa Corporation purchasing Acquire Studio, which makes Octopath Traveler. They also own From Software and Spike Chunsoft from the they make the Danganronpa series. So it will be interesting to see what ends up happening. Do we get a what is it, a 2.5 side scroller that's Elden Ring, that's a Dark Souls game? Is
Ooh,
that
that'd be
what's
cool.
next?
That'd be sick.
We then have Disney investing $1.5 billion into
That's a lot
Epic.
of money.
Bob
Yeah.
Iger kind of came out and said that they are aware how much it's not just like media consumption that kids and like people our age are doing. It's how much time we spend in video games. So Disney realizes that they need to really invest money into it. 1.5 billion's a lot. I imagine Epic's like, what do I do with this now? Or what do I do with all this
Yeah.
money? And it's probably going to be like insert Disney character into Fortnite initiative.
They
Yeah.
already have some though, don't they?
They have to. They
yeah,
have
definitely.
to.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
have some, but like stuff like Aladdin, or
Mhm.
a lot of the humanoid characters most likely would see that. It's not a bad idea, but
Mhm.
I hope to see some like maybe something original or something actually creative come out of this instead of just putting your characters into a game.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially like they'll have an Aladdin, and then they'll have an Aladdin King of Thieves version, and then an Aladdin.
I love King of
That is a
Thieves.
lot of money though, but Disney does not have a lot of gaming or video game experience comparatively. They have some, but it's just funny seeing them throw tons of money, Disney money, into video games.
True.
And now two smaller pieces of game news. We have March 7th as when Spider-Man 2 is going to be releasing its next update.
Yeah.
It will get new costumes and New Game Plus will be added, a heavily requested mode. And we also had the state of play for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where
Didn't watch it.
And watch it.
you're lucky. You guys, good. Don't watch it because I regret watching it. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, tell us
It-
why,
it-
Barry.
No, don't. And it's
well-
funny because I've already played the game. You know what I mean,
Okay.
like the original. But
Yeah. Well, just for me, I just think they show too much. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything. I know you guys are trying to stay in the dark, but as a video game journalist, I have to do it myself. So I'll take the bullet here, I
Fair.
guess.
Fair.
But I
Let's
just
go.
feel like they showed too much, and to be honest, like I'm the one person that has never completed the original, so I guess it really doesn't matter to me. A lot of it is really pretty graphics, and a lot of I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I
Cute.
won't say much else, but we did get a demo.
Yep.
You guys didn't watch it. I imagine. Did you guys play the demo?
Nope.
Yep.
I didn't.
I did. I played through the whole thing.
Craig, we had a pact.
What do you mean you're not playing it?
We swore by the swing set.
You know why I'm playing it?
Why?
Because if you play through the demo, you don't, just like with Final Fantasy 16, you don't have to play it in the game. You get to skip it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
side note, when you complete it, there's another part of the demo that you gain access to that is coming later, where you get to kind of explore the open world. But you have
Okay.
to do the first part first. But that's why I played it, because I was like, oh, okay. So if I play it now, I'm basically skipping the first, not skipping, but I've already done the first hour and a half of the game when it comes out.
Okay, well that's more than enough. I'll be playing that.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed when they did it with Final Fantasy 16. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
That's what demos should be. Like, hey, play the beginning. You don't have to play it again, and you're good to go.
I really do think they're nailing the demo stuff lately. Like Final Fantasy 16 demo was cool.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just keep that in mind. But that's all I have for news. I will let you guys take it from here.
Okay. I'm going to tie back into Xbox real quick, because we also got rumors of the next console being 2 SKUs. I don't know if you guys saw this. Supposedly a normal SKU and a handheld SKU. So couple that in with the fact that Sony is also supposedly working on a handheld. We may have 3 handhelds next generation.
Ooh, good Lord.
What am I
Start
supposed to do
saving
with all my
now.
hands?
So the
Yeah.
question is, do you buy the standard Xbox, the handheld, or both?
Standard.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
think
standard.
Standard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It depends on the price and what it is, but for me, I would think I would still stick to standard
Just
as
an S.
well.
It's just a Series X or Series S with
Yeah.
a screen on it. It's like a
I
heavy thing
think
you got to lug
the part
around.
that sounded greatest to me though was that it looks like we're getting just like, all right, we're gonna do one version of the Xbox next time. No X and S with less power. Which is what they should have done the first
Yeah.
time.
Oh, most definitely. Glad
Yep.
to hear they're doing that, or that it's looking like that.
Yeah. Some sad news, I guess, for me. I don't know if this is the same for you, Barry, or not. Call of Duty is going to embrace open world campaigns going forward.
Yeah, no, this is bad news. I hate this.
Are you kidding me? After all the negative reviews and press they got from that absolutely awful campaign that we just got, they want to keep going in that direction. And it's obvious why, because it's easy to make. They're using the Warzone maps. They're just plopping them in there and calling it a day.
Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
So I think we're done with the Call of Duty stellar single player campaigns that we're all used to now.
And if people want things to change, we have to stop buying it. So
Yeah, I know.
keep that in mind.
Can I remind you, gentlemen, there was a time where I only played the Call of Duty single player epic, masterful, master swordful
Yep.
Campaigns that they would create. That was also like 15 to 20 years ago. Does that make sense? I think that's 15. So, but
and then last one that I have, I do have another question for you guys this week. But last piece
this
of
is the
news that I
TikTok
have,
question of the week.
It is.
So we're going to call this segment.
But we'll come back to that. We'll wrap back around like we always do. This one goes out to you guys because you're so obsessed with Stellar Blade coming out.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you going to stick with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You don't even know what I'm going to say yet.
Stellar
Blade.
Stellar Blade 2028. No, it's just
okay. Okay. The developer this past week came out and said that he put special attention into the butt physics of the main character. He thought it was important.
Man of culture is what we call
to get the jiggle and proportion right. Just what we all wanted in this game.
Who interviewed and had the pleasure of writing that down on their notepad so that they can report it?
Why did he bring it up?
It was me.
Why? Oh my God.
Who
now listen, I get it. I honestly didn't even notice in the trailer, but apparently a bunch of people did. And we're like, that's a nice looking butt, I guess. And they had to have, because why else would they have asked this man that? And his response was, yeah, I put a lot of time and effort into the physics. Probably not the answer I would have gone with, but Stellar Blade, everybody. Get ready for that game.
The game better be good, or I'm just going to remember that quote and just be like, you should have put more time into the game.
Yep. Exactly. That's all I had.
Game's a 10 out of 10 anyway, so it's going
to
be
a 10 out of 10. Oh my God.
They already said it's a crossover of Bayonetta, Nier Automata. Like you mentioned those two games. Yeah, I'm in. Absolutely in. No more question.
To be honest with you.
I mean, Bayonetta was overly sexualized as well. And it never really hurt that game that much, did it?
No, but they nailed it specifically. It was part of her character. It wasn't just it wasn't just a butt moving. Like,
yeah. No, it was part of her. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so I have a couple of small ones.
Okay.
For I guess Barry and I in this moment, Grand Blue Fantasy reached 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, becoming the third most played JRPG of all time on Steam, only to be surpassed by Monster Hunter World and Rise. I just think if I could just make a montage in my brain of Barry saying, this game is good, which apparently is my Joe Paterno version of Barry.
This game is good.
This game is good. Come to Penn State. If if I could just remember just the many times, and many is a lot for the hour and a half that we're on the podcast, but Barry saying this is going to be a good one, and then like I played the demo like after that podcast, and I was like, this is going to be good, and like in my head and such like that, and I think I said it on here. It's clear that this particular JRPG is striking a chord with a bunch of players, and that it is earning its popularity. So Barry, as the resident, I guess Grand Blue Fantasy player, or
Yep.
played more than one, what do you have to say about that? What say you?
It's hard to always be me. I am the anime guy, and it's just nice to be just to say that I'm right. I knew the game was going to be good. It is good. Um, I'll admit when a game is bad, like that JJ Jujutsu Kaisen game. Don't buy that. It's a piece of trash. Just so that everyone's aware, I didn't buy it, but trust me, just don't. I'm willing to admit when the
10-4.
anime community is wrong. As the president of the anime community, self-appointed, uh,
Self-appointed.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is not just about like the anime aesthetic or the culture. It's just a good, great, fantastic game.
I love it.
Okay.
I want to like look at all the game releases and just section off 3.5 weeks where I'm only dedicated to that game. I know that won't happen, but like that's the only reason I haven't played it yet. Is I'm
The
trying to
campaign's only
finish.
20 hours long. You don't even need 3 weeks.
But I saw that side content, man, and I like that. That side. Those boss battles are epic. They only gave you 3 in the demo, but like that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going on hunts or whatever they call them. But yeah, that's the first thing. The other thing was, I guess, more so for me and kind of Craig. Well, yeah, Craig, me, and kind of Barry is.
So it's for all of us.
So yeah, I should have just said that. Hideo Kojima says that Metal Gear fans and Health Scare was inspiring that new game that I'm going to try to pronounce. Fizzant. It's Fizzant.
I thought it was Fizzit.
Fizzant. It's probably how you said it. I'll learn how to say. But we all know he's getting back into action espionage. We also know that it's going to be like a part game, part movie. But it's his response to Metal Gear fans wanting more Metal Gear, which intrigues me even more. I think why this was even a headline and the fact that it intrigued me is any standard Metal Gear fan will tell you that Metal Gear Solid games are already a cross between a video game and a movie.
Yep.
If you know, like Metal Gear Solid 4, don't finish that game at 1 a.m. if you're planning on sleeping, because the ending is an hour and a half, like between consistent like cutscenes. But
I just want to mention real quick, it's funny for me looking back at my time with that game because it was the first Metal Gear I finished, and that hour of me was just wondering what is going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Metal Gear. It's just him taking things from different parts, and it's like it's playing Kingdom Hearts 3 is what it is. It's like starting at Kingdom Hearts 3. And
that's not a bad comparison. I'll be honest, that is not a bad comparison.
Which the problem is that more people would advise you not to start at Kingdom Hearts 3 than would tell you to not start at Kingdom Hearts 4. That's the problem. But anyway, that's something that I said. Anyway, it's more Kojima. I know we talked about him last week, but he's the man. So we'll see what we get from that. But that's all I had. Craig, your question.
Okay.
TikTok segment of the week.
Here we go. So what I'm going to do this week for you guys is I thought it would be fun to give you a vague description of a game and you try to figure out what I'm talking about.
Yep.
These always go over well.
Yeah.
I always find them highly entertaining. So I got a few here we can run through. And some of them are pretty vague. So get your thinking caps on. Very first one. This might stump you guys. An albino with a pet horse. Barry's looking confused.
It's funny, like I'm trying to think of it. I'm like,
Zelda?
horse.
It's not Zelda.
An albino?
An albino and with a pet horse.
The pet horse.
Okay, so let's see. We're gonna ask for some help here. We're obviously a little lost.
Yep.
What console was it on?
A lot.
Generation.
A lot of consoles.
Okay.
Xbox, PS4,
Okay,
PC.
so we're looking at like PS4,
Yeah.
Xbox 360 era,
Yep. Yep.
Xbox One. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure you can
Um.
still play it on consoles now.
Okay. Do we have a year that it was
I don't
released?
have a year now. I
Okay,
can
that's
look it
fine.
up. If you would like me to look it up, I can. Let me see. It came out in 2015. It also had versions released on the PlayStation 5 and Series X.
Okay. All right.
An albino with a pet horse?
Uh-huh.
Does the horse talk?
No.
Okay,
It's just horses. Okay,
Just had to make sure.
Horses
To
around.
be fair, I don't know if any of us completed this game. I know I didn't.
It's not Red Dead Redemption 2, is it?
It is not.
Okay. The game is a horse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's fine. I can. If you give up, that's fine.
Yeah, I give up.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
really easy this way.
The Witcher 3.
Oh, come
Ah,
on.
dang it! Dang it! We should have known that,
God.
Craig.
We should have known that.
Okay. That's all right. That's
I'm
all
mad.
right. You got to
I'm
get in the zone. All right,
Take
here we
the
go.
gamer card away from me.
I put
Here we go.
95 hours into that game and I couldn't get.
Here's the next one.
Oh.
This is actually a quote. This is actually a quote from the game.
Okay.
Here we go. It's my house, my rules. If you don't like it, leave. Followed by, okay, Dad, bye. Followed by, I will literally murder you. We've all played this game. Barry, you played it the most.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
So it's got to be like a JRPG or an RPG. No.
No, it's not that. Like, I've definitely heard this line before, but I also feel like I've heard it in movies as well.
Why does it feel
My
like
house, my rules. If you don't like it, leave.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does kind of. Why do I feel like that's like no?
Let's hear. I played it the most.
You definitely played it the most out of all of us.
Okay.
I can also give you a release date if you would like.
Please.
Console. I love
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
Every
Okay.
single one.
Okay.
You could literally play it on anything right now. Came out in
Okay.
2020.
2020. Okay.
This is my house, my rules.
I believe it first came out on PC though. If that helps you.
I will literally murder you. Is what
I will literally murder you.
I will literally murder you.
Mm-hmm. Barry feels like it's right there. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna be real upset too.
I will literally murder you. I'm
First-
I'm trying to say it in different tones to see if that fixes it.
First released on PC.
Yep, it definitely came out first on PC. I remember that.
So I'm trying to think of my Steam library.
But you can play it on anything. I have it on
Yeah.
I have it on Xbox and Switch.
It's Hades.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh.
Nice. Well
Oh,
done. Let's
I got
go.
give me back my gamer card.
Now it makes 4,000 times more sense,
Yeah.
you know, now that the game is on. Yeah, that is definitely a line in that game.
It's definitely a line. Okay. This one's interesting, but I don't know if we'll get it because I didn't play it much, but I'll give it to you anyway.
Okay.
The line from the game is literally, "You are filled with determination."
Oh. Wait.
That
Craig
has
might
to be
have it.
one of the Telltale games. No.
No.
Okay. You were filled
No, it's not a Kingdom Hearts kind of line. It's
Oh,
not.
if it was a Kingdom Hearts line, let me tell you, I know it.
No, but like this sounds like a Souls thing too. Like that's something like
Came
a
out
Souls.
in 2015.
This sounds like something a Souls game could also say.
Sure.
Like just a blank line where it says you are filled with determination. 2015.
Yep. 2015.
It's not
Also
Bloodborne.
also on just about every console out there at this
You
point.
you are filled with determination sounds so effing familiar that I think
Yeah,
whatever game
even for me, yeah, even
it's
for
going
me,
to
it
piss
does.
me off if we don't get this. You are filled with determination.
I mean, it's a vague quote though.
Or it's like Sims. Like it's a Sims line. Let's see. You're filled with determination.
I feel like I can almost remember the cutscene this is from.
I don't even know if you played it, Barry.
It's
You may have. If you did, you've never really talked about it.
it sounds like a game with a narrator. If that's not a line that's in text.
It's definitely a line in text. Like
Okay.
but like spoken by a character.
Oh, wait. No. Is it it's not Immortal Phoenix Rising, right? No, it's too early. It's too early for that. I feel like that has some witty stuff in there.
It's a tough one. I don't think I would get this one.
I can almost imagine it's like a big dude like that says it or something like that.
I don't think it is.
I was gonna say I may be way off there.
Right. I don't think it is.
I think you're off. I think you're a little off base there.
I don't think
It's
it
okay.
is.
Like I said, this one you don't lose your gamer card. It's Undertale.
Oh, and see that makes sense. Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I doubt. No, I should have gotten that one. I take back my gamer
determination.
Card. Okay. Now this one is not a quote. This is a description, but I think I got this one immediately. I think you guys will as well. A flamethrower plus weed fields plus dubstep. Think about it.
A flamethrower plus wheat fields.
Weed. WEED.
Oh, weed.
Mm-hmm.
Weed Simulator.
I mean, it sounds like a simulator.
It was a mission in the game.
Is that Grand Theft Auto?
It's not Grand Theft Auto. This was iconic back when it came out.
It's iconic.
It was an iconic mission. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You said you got this right away?
I did, yeah.
Wow, damn.
Flamethrower with weed fields.
Mm-hmm.
And dubstep.
It came out and there's dubstep music in it. Came out in 2012. So it's a little bit older. Think about a mission where you had a flamethrower.
Remember this.
That's why like Grand Theft Auto immediately came to mind. It feels like something that would be in
Far Cry 3.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I never played
Far
Cry 3. I didn't play that. I started it before.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually didn't play Far Cry 3, but for whatever reason, you said that, and I was thinking like that has to be a Far Cry thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mission you had a flamethrower and you burn the fields, and then your character gets high, and there's like dubstep playing, and your screen's like all blurry. It was iconic at the time. Yeah. Okay, let's go with an easy one. How about an author collecting pages to a book they don't remember writing?
Alan Wake.
There we go. Had to give you an easy one there.
I got some confidence back.
You
were filled with confidence.
I'll give you another easy one with a very simple quote. Would you kindly?
Oh, BioShock.
Yep, original BioShock.
Oh, yeah, that's the turning point.
Craig's on a roll. Craig's back.
Yes.
Craig's back into it.
Okay, let's go with. I don't know if this is a direct quote in the game, but I believe it is. The quote is, "Honey, that book is really annoying."
Oh wait. Oh.
Honey, that book is really.
I should know this one. I should absolutely know this one.
You should. We played it.
Resident Evil 8. No. I was thinking of the thing that he was reading his kid in the beginning. Never mind.
It's yeah.
Barry, we played it together.
I know.
Oh, that should narrow it down.
It should. There's like a handful of games.
Gears of War.
Gears of War 5.
But it's not. But like, and I'm trying to remember Borderlands. It's not
Borderlands.
Yeah, it's not Borderlands. So games and
you guys didn't do Tiny Tina's together, right?
No.
Okay.
No, we did not. But like, I should absolutely know this. He didn't even need to say like we played it together. I should know this one because I've heard it.
Honey, that book.
More of the story is we play so many games we don't remember as many as we think we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it
It's
Go
not
in.
the.
Is it
Balan
Wonder? Is it Balan Wonderland?
It's not Balan Wonderland.
It Takes Two.
Yep, it takes
Yeah,
two.
there we
Oh,
go.
yeah,
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
there it is.
Yeah, yes.
That annoying book.
And you remember the scene immediately when
Yep.
oh my God. I played that with my wife.
Yep. How about this is not a quote. This is a vague description. How about rebellious man causes major inconveniences to his oppressive father and fellow gods.
Oh.
God of War.
God of War.
Yeah, God of War. Yep. All right. This one was great because I don't know if either one of you will get it. I didn't get it, but after I looked at it, I was like, that makes total sense. This is going like way, way back. So Barry, this may have been
Not for
before.
me.
Well, it's not before your time. You were definitely alive, but I don't know if you played
Good.
it. All right, here we go. A theoretical physicist is late for work, messes up his coworker's casserole, and then proceeds to make the biggest mistake in human history. This is one of the most iconic games of all time.
Half-Life.
You got it. Yep.
Okay.
Half-Life. Yep. That's it. I mean,
I remember that.
iconic.
I
Yep.
remember that.
Iconic. All right. Let me see. I think I had one more. I'm just trying to find the one that I had here. Nope. I think that might have been. Yep, that was the last one. Half-Life was the last one. You guys didn't do too bad, honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the ones that I got. I feel
Yeah.
good. Even that
Yep.
Far Cry one, that was a far stretch, but I didn't even play that game and I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good guess, Bear.
Mm-hmm. Very good guess. Well done. You can keep your cards, your video game cards.
Oh, I can play games? Okay, cool.
You don't have to reapply for your license.
Oh yeah, the fees alone.
So next week, what I'm gonna do is I'll play through all the Kingdom Hearts games. I'll compile a bunch of quotes.
Oh God!
You'll have to tell me which Kingdom Hearts game that's from.
If it's not the three major ones, I won't know because I don't play the side stuff.
I've only played 2.5 of the Kingdom Hearts.
I can do that.
So
I played all three.
I can make it. I can make it one of them. I can make it. Yeah, the major three there. Yeah, absolutely.
Fair. Okay. I can't guarantee how well I'll do. It's been a while, but
you'll have a 33% chance. So
that's true.
That's true.
I played through 1 and 2 at least 5 or 6 times each.
Yeah,
Easily.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Maybe not as much, but I'm a 3 on each at least. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those were iconic.
Yeah, they were.
Love to hear it.
Bear's excited.
Bathing in it even. Next, we'll talk about the games we played this week. And speaking of bathe, I bathed in Foamstars.
Oh, you foamed it up. Okay.
Foamstars.
I forgot to download it.
That was a stretch for me, but I got it. I got that transition in.
Sick.
I didn't actually play anything else though. I've been having problems with my eyes lately, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
I needed a break from the screen a little bit this week.
All right. I am let me put this in quotations. Finished with Suicide Squad. You can't really say finished. It's a live service game.
Yeah.
And then I did the Final Fantasy VII demo.
Okay. I started Suicide Squad to get the effects of the game, and I put a lot of hours into Persona 3. I didn't really have a huge take last week because I was too busy playing Infinite Wealth, so I could talk more about Reload.
I saw the opening cutscene. That's how far I got in Persona.
So did you finish Infinite Wealth?
Heck no, man.
Hell no.
I mean, Infinite Wealth update. I did get to the Animal Crossing portion.
Oh, is it nice?
It is
fun.
Okay. It's Animal Crossing with enemies, and it's great.
So. I fully put it down to complete Suicide Squad, so I'm ready to go back.
Got it.
Sure.
So many games to bounce between.
Oh, yeah, it's too many.
Can I just say something about Reload real quick?
Yeah.
This game is great. It's not nothing's ever going to be Persona 5, but if they're going to recreate or remaster games and try to add bits and pieces of what worked in the latter personas to the previous personas. They got it right. The characters are not as memorable, unfortunately, as 5. I know I'm not really making a good pitch for this, but you can see what you can basically see is you could see the age on the game, but they took so much love and tenderness into making it fun to play that it really doesn't bother me. Like being in one location. So like this persona has just one tower that you just completely you go up a certain amount of levels and then you have to stop until something happens in the story and then opens up more levels. But they combine bosses, mini bosses, and it's not monotonous for me yet playing the game. And I think what it's due to is a slamming soundtrack that is comparable. Barry is comparable in certain spots to Persona 5. I don't know why I had to look you in the eye when I said that just to make sure you didn't like punch me through the screen because I thought I didn't want to believe it. But they also compare. They also have a very well well executed visual presentation that is second to none. It's definitely Atlas, but it's keeping you playing the game. So for somebody like me that never played it before, where I think people will struggle, where I guess the only information that I say about this that's beneficial to our listeners and watchers is if you played it before, this might not be your jam. Me, who has never played Persona 3 or Persona 3 Portable, am having an extremely fun time with this because I don't know the story or anything like that. So that's my recommendation. That's all I had on it.
Fair.
I'm glad you're having fun. I do agree as well. Like the music definitely hits. I am having fun with that.
That intro cutscene, the music hit. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah, let's go."
I'm like
They take
humming
so
it
much
after
care
the
into
game.
those intros. Yeah,
They do. They do.
And
'Cause
then they all just started
Persona 4
shooting
slaps
themselves
too.
in the head, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh!"
This is metal.
Yeah, what is happening?
But I guess we'll go from shooting people in the head to shooting people
Yes.
with foam. Foam
Mhm.
stars.
Nice transition.
The PlayStation exclusive that dropped February 6th. Uh, I'm surprisingly having a lot more fun with it than I expected, and for a couple reasons. A lot of people will compare this to Splatoon, and I absolutely see why. But the difference, and I've played a lot of Splatoon. The difference that with Splatoon is that it's more about the area in which you cover, like your area of paint to a map. Where in Foamstars, it's not about painting the area your color of foam. It's still about killing the other team. Uh, the mode that I've been having at least a lot of fun with is called Smash the Star. So it is kind of a team deathmatch one, but what ends up happening is each team is focused on getting 7 kills, and then one team, once you get 7 kills, the other team gets assigned their star player. You kill the star player, you win the game. Uh, it's led to some of the most fun I've had in like multiplayer matches in a while, where it's great when the teams are evenly matched and everybody's having fun. But if you're paired up with a bunch of people who don't know what they're doing or don't know how to like play a team game, the game takes. I've gone into games that have taken a minute, a literal
Wow.
minute, and it's over. And it's because you get demolished, you get smashed by the enemy team, and that's like one of the negatives I have about it. And like to be fair, I don't think this game has a lot of staying power, just because I don't feel like there's enough in it right now, and unfortunately, you really have to grab people's attention quick and right off the
Oh yeah.
onset of your game. But like Smash the Star is fun. I enjoy, there's 8 characters. 6 of them are available, 2 are locked, and you level up and you unlock these new characters. But it's fun to find your character. I do a shotgun based guy that puts up walls for his teams, uh, and stuff like that, so I get to protect. But when the games are fair and both teams can like play somewhat, it is a team game. And I shouldn't say kills because the game makes a point to tell you they don't call this getting kills. It's called chills.
Ooh, I see
Yeah,
what they did.
it's cool like
Okay.
that. It's cool like
Ooh,
that.
they're so
I
cool.
I think that, but to be honest, I think the graphic style is fun, the music
Mhm.
style is fun in the game, but it just lacks content, and unfortunately, that's going to be its Achilles heel. Is I do actually feel like this game has potential because I'm not the biggest fan of Splatoon's paint the area meta. I don't really like that at all, just because it more focuses on not not killing the other team. Yes, killing the other team helps, but if you just paint your area, it'll be fine for the most part. But some of the games I've been playing in Foamstars are just really fun. Uh Evenly matched there, and the nice thing about Smash the Star is you don't win. The enemy team can't win until they kill you. There was a game where I was assigned as the star. My team had maybe 3 kills. I stayed alive until we got it. We went into overtime and then we won the game. Like, it was fun. It was a lot of fun playing that kind of cat and mouse where your team needs to be aggressive but also protect you or protect me in this particular case. Uh, I've I I wouldn't be surprised if you guys get it and play a couple games and you have fun with it. But I absolutely see where people will get bored with it quick. They will lose people quick with this game, and that's unfortunate because I actually think there's something here.
I have not heard anything about this game since it
Yeah,
came out.
neither
Yeah,
have I.
not a word.
I actually went to download
I'm
it
first on the scene.
a couple days ago, and for whatever reason, like the PlayStation Store and PlayStation Plus wasn't working. And when it did, I was like, I'm not putting that much effort into trying to download Foamstars. I'll get to
Yeah,
it maybe.
sometime.
I don't think it's gonna stay around though.
Yeah, I think visually it's impressive too.
Okay.
The maps kind of have this casino type feel to them where it's called Bath Vegas. Don't
Oh.
ask me why. I don't get it either.
I,
You think it'd be like a weird pun, but I don't see the pun here. Craig, pun master. Is there a pun in Bath
Bath
Vegas?
Vegas?
I see no pun. No.
Okay, all right. All right. Glad I'm not
Bath
going insane
Vegas.
here. Bath Vegas. But
Interesting.
like the one map is like a roulette wheel where a
Mm.
ball is spinning in the center, so it can block like it can block like your foam, so you're timing your
Oh.
shots and it gets in the way. There's fun there's fun mechanics to some of these maps that I like. Um Again, it's what's going to hold it back is I just don't think it has the staying power to help. The season pass is pretty easy to get through in my opinion. It's not like I played an hour and went up like 6 season pass levels. So
Oh wow.
it's not like a season pass where you can't get through it. Like, a lot of these other games will make you grind. Not here.
Mm.
But maybe that's just because it's meant to be easy at first to unlock the characters. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Fair.
Which, if
Fair.
they're doing that, credit to them.
Yeah, they want the staying power or the
Yeah,
more.
let your people
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what like the concurrent player base is on it. Especially like 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, but I'd say just try it. Just try it. Give it a shot, because I think you will have fun with it for a little bit. But I completely understand why a week later I might not be playing this game anymore unless my friends
Yeah.
are playing.
True. All right. Suicide Squad. Craig, you said you played a little bit. I actually looked. You played like an hour.
Yeah.
I looked
Nice.
at your total.
I like that.
Yeah.
Keep
Like
them accountable.
hold me accountable.
Well, I was trying to see how long I had played so I could get an idea of like how long it took. And then I was like, it said you had played, and I was like, oh, let me see how long. But anyway, I completed the story, the campaign, if you will. What's kind of hard to like judge it on, and what a lot of people are knocking it for, is that they feel like the ending is kind of like sudden and like it doesn't really wrap anything up. But that's because it's a live service game. Think of it of like the closest thing I can resemble it to is like playing through Destiny 2,
Mm-hmm.
where like you beat the campaign and then it's like, all right, now here's all this other stuff you can do. Basically, like there's really no, it doesn't really spoil anything. The whole point is obviously the main villain is Brainiac. He's taking control of all of the Justice League, and the whole thing is like you want to get Brainiac, but when you get near the end of the game, it'll be like, oh, there's just like in Marvel, there's multiverses, right? So instead of one Brainiac, there's it's either 14 or 17 Brainiacs. something like that. And that's where the seasons are going to come in for this game. Like each season is going to
Interesting.
be a different Brainiac. They're going to bring in new characters. Like I think the next season they're bringing in the Joker as a playable character.
Oh, I thought
So
that was
like,
this season.
yeah, well, the one it's not out yet,
Oh, okay.
but like, so like each time it'll be like, all right, here's a new multiverse. So it's a different world. There's a new Brainiac, and new character and all that. And it's all, free. Like you have to pay for the game, but like you're not paying for DLC. It's just, it's going to come out and you can play it.
Hmm.
Which
So
is,
that
I like, if you're going to do live service, that's how I would prefer you to do it.
yeah,
Be like, hey, because they've said like their plan was for this game to go for a couple of years,
they're playing.
and
Yeah,
until you get to like the final conclusion of the story. You just have to have the buy-in, and there's been so many, like, I'm gonna straight up call them like hit piece articles on Suicide Squad. And what's funny to me is like you have Suicide Squad and you have Helldivers 2, which came out, which is the same type of game. Helldivers 2 is being praised, Suicide Squad is being ripped apart. But what I can say is that the story is a Rocksteady story, which I love. Rocksteady stories. The Batman games are incredible. It's the same type of storytelling. I enjoyed all the different, going up against all the Justice League members. I have two people already from this game that I'm gonna have at the end of the year for best acting, and that would be Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn.
mhm.
Are just incredible. They're all good. Even Batman, which the voice actor passed away, so
Yes, of
like
course.
but he does a phenomenal job. Superman is, oh my god, he's like the main voice actor for every game. But anyway, that being said, the story is great. There is this is a game that like it took me like 10 hours to beat the main story, and I did every side quest too. I did it all. 10 hours and I was done. So it doesn't overstay its welcome. By the end of the game, like Harley Quinn was my main, and like I'm zipping around that map and in battles, like just like it's insane. Like slipping around, jumping, doing my special, dropping grenades. So like if you were to watch somebody who's never played the game, were to watch me play when I got to the end of the game, it's nothing but explosions, fast movement, numbers. It's wild to look at. But once you're into it and it clicks, like it's one of the most satisfying things for me. I really, really like the game a lot. Am I going to keep playing it for 2 years? I don't know. You know what I mean? It depends. If they come out and like the stories are just as good every season, I might go back to it. But if it's just like, all right, here's the new world, we're going to give you like 10 side missions and then you're going to fight Brainiac again. I might just be like, maybe I'll watch a YouTube video in 2 years from now and get all the cutscenes. But the cutscenes and the animation of all the characters is incredible, absolutely incredible. So I think it's worth the play. Definitely. I think I'm even going to say it's worth the price tag because you're going to get the updates for free.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that, and now I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad I bought it
Yeah, you
because,
can
like,
just jump in whenever.
yeah, and just pick up like maybe I wait 2 worlds or
Yeah.
two editions and then go in and play up until then and play like for downtime reasons when we're complaining about what to play.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the kind of thing to pick it up. So like I'm glad it was purchased. I liked the hour that
Yeah.
Xbox said that I played. Uh I liked. I mean, it was good. I mean, there were small things, and even in the beginning hours that I really enjoyed, like the Batman Museum part.
Oof.
I thought was cool.
Yep. Very
I thought
cool.
that was cool. I liked it. I know maybe there's probably people that don't, but I liked it. The banter's fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
Deathstroke, I can't really say is my main because I've only played an hour, but like that's
Dead,
who I've been
dead,
playing.
Deadshot.
Deadshot. Did I do it?
Deathstroke is also a villain, but Deadshot is the one
I
in
do this
Suicide
every
Squad.
time. I confuse them quite
Yeah, no, yeah,
frequently.
you've done this a couple times now.
They also mention it a few times in the game too. They compare the two as like a
Yeah,
joke.
it's on his locker because
Yep.
they were making fun of.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, it's on his
Yep.
locker, and I thought that was funny because I make this
Yep.
mistake. But
Yep.
like,
Everybody
uh,
does.
He's
but
like, be for real.
yeah, but it looks good. It looks good. There's
Yeah.
a seamless transition between set pieces, like set transitions, like the Green Lantern transition when you
Yeah.
see him. is pretty good. And how you get into those cutscenes and through them. So,
Yeah.
but I have to play more.
The obviously, like, you fight every superhero, right? The Batman boss fight for me is on my list of one of the best moments of the year. I thought it was done extremely well. So I mean, I feel like I have high praise for it, which is good. I think it deserves it. It has its downfalls. Not having People are going to be upset that you're playing a game and not getting the ending, where it's just
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, now go. If you want, like, you finish it and then it opens up and they give you a bunch more like side missions to do, and they're like, hey, you can rank your characters all the way up if you want to. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm cool. Like, when the next season comes out, cool, maybe I'll check it out again. But some people are going to be into that. Just like for me, I played through Destiny 2, and when I hit credits, I was done. Like, I did a raid or two here and there, but I could care less about getting the best weapons. But it's there if you want it to.
Yeah.
All right, the Final Fantasy VII demo, since I'm the only one who played it. The easiest way I can put it, Craig, is someone else you've played through the original, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the demo is obviously the beginning of the game. So if you play through the demo, you don't have to play through it again when the game comes out. It If you know the original game, it's taking place in Nibelheim. If you remember where Nibelheim is,
Yeah.
you're getting that. They do the same thing in the original. It's like a Cloud's talking about a time that happened previously with him and Sephiroth when he first joined Soldier.
Yeah.
That's what the demo is. If you remember from the original game, there is a very iconic cutscene with Sephiroth and fire. You remember that cutscene?
Yeah, where he turns and walks.
Yep.
Or yep.
Yep. Now they recreate that one for one, and what I think is so funny is I'm watching that whole scene that leads up to that cutscene. I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm watching what you like, the talking between Cloud and Sephiroth, and then the cutscene hits. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, this is exactly how I remember it looking as a kid. But I know if I were to go back and look, I'd be like, oh my God, that looked terrible. But the fact that, like, that's how I pictured it in my head as a kid playing that game is recreated perfectly in current gen software and engine. It looks incredible. So the game is definitely going in the right direction. I don't think we had any doubt of that.
No.
But the demo is phenomenal. It's like an hour and a half. You can get through it real quick, and get you, like, I'm pumped. I'm ready for the game. Like, inject it into me now, please.
I can't. Yeah, I didn't. I'm definitely playing that this week.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
It's
That's
a one
fine.
sitting done. Sit down and get your popcorn and play through it.
I also like that recollection of Cloud and Sephiroth when they're first meeting on that mission, and like Sephiroth is. I mean, they're both not talkers, but like like it's just.
Yep.
And
There's
then,
just so much, like, I'd have to go back and actually look at the original game, but there's so much going on in that demo where I was like, I can almost 100% guarantee I remember reading that in text form playing the game. And it's like, oh my God, for them taking so many liberties with Final Fantasy VII, the fact that this demo is, at least in my mind, like almost shot for shot. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I wanted, was that recreation. And because that is like, that whole flashback scene from the original game is what I remember the most from that game out of everything. And the fact that they're using that in the demo is wild to me, because that's such an important part of the game. But whatever, go play it.
All right. Well, I will definitely be playing it. I'm kind of confused, but we'll
That's
see
all
what
right.
happens.
I just didn't want to spoil anything for you, because it's literally,
it's a
I
big
mean,
scene.
I think it's the most important part of the game.
Yeah.
It,
It is.
it's funny
it's
for
one of them.
me because I only have the Zach Fair portion of the game
Yep.
in my head. So I'm thinking, like, who did he did that? Was that a thing kind of deal? But I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into TV shows and movies this week. I did not finish any TV shows or movies, but I did get into, so I'm willing to give
Okay.
reviews. I have Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon
Ah.
Prime. and Masters of Air on Apple TV.
Masters of Air. I've never even heard of that. I knocked out 2 more movies this week. I knocked out The Book of Clarence and I.S.S.
Okay.
I'm almost done with the January movies. I'm so close.
I love it. I don't have much to contribute. I didn't watch anything new this week. It was a short week for us because we are doing this before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But all right, so we'll talk about. I guess me and Craig will switch here, or
Sure.
go back and forth. I'm gonna start with the one I'm not so hot on, Masters of Air on Apple TV. Has big names tied to it. Austin Butler, Barry Keoghan. Uh, let's see here. I think the name's Cullen. I think is the other one. But
Yeah.
there are some big actors tied to this Apple TV show. It's more about kind of the 100th Airplane Squadron during World War II. I've gotten through 2 episodes and I'm bored out of my mind. Um,
Fair.
I don't know. Like, I just think that there isn't a lot going on to get me through. I get that. I think it's supposed to be like the emotional connections and the strife and the terror of airplane warfare in World War II, but so much of the first episode is just talking. It's just talking, 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 but then nothing interesting happens. Like, there are these little tidbits of something that's interesting that you imagine will be followed up upon, but when it be followed up on, I don't know. So I I'm gonna try to give it one more episode, but right now I have much better things to do than watching something that's boring me.
Heck yeah. There's nothing better than coming to the realization that I don't need to finish this just because I started it.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling to be like, no, you know what? This sucks. I'm not going to waste my time. It's hard to do though.
It's a liberating feeling.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do Book of Clarence. We'll do that one. The movie that religious people are gonna hate.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it, right? So what we're doing here with the Book of Clarence is the retelling of Jesus, right? And the 12 apostles. If there was a 13th apostle, the 13th apostle, I always forget his name, so I have to look him up. Lakeith Stanfield, if you know who he is. He did he was in, I know him from Sorry to Bother You. I love that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He also did Haunted Mansion recently.
Wasn't he in Nope or
Was he? He might have been. Yeah, he was in Get Out.
Get Out? He was in Get Out.
Yep.
I know who you're talking about. Yep.
So basically, if you take, there's a lot of people in this movie. James McAvoy, Benedict Cumberbatch, Caleb from Stranger Things. But anyway, it's the reason I say the religious people are going to hate it is because they're taking a well-established story that we all know, Jesus and his 12 apostles leading up to his death, and we're changing it because there is one of the apostles has a brother, Clarence, who needs to pay off somebody because he owes him money. So he decides that he's going to pretend that he is also Jesus to make money. And the thing is like, I would say it's like a comedy, but with drama. Cause when you get to the end, it's like super serious. But it's done incredibly well. And I think I look at it as like, you can have fun with these type of stories, right? You can take something that people would revere and hold highly and be like, what if we change something about this story? And I think it's just done incredibly well. So I enjoyed it a lot. It's very funny, but then when you get to the end, it's like super serious out of nowhere, and just handled extremely well. So I would recommend the Book of Clarence for sure.
I saw. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the main thing with it's kind of like the timing of the whole thing.
Mhm.
Like right now, The Chosen is doing crazy numbers and crazy views, and it's like
Yep.
a very drastic retelling of the story of Jesus as well. So the
Mhm.
moment you said like Book of Clarence, I'm like, this sounds like a comedy.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
nice and kind of timely that I guess
Mhm.
that you can have this type of story being said alongside what's
Yeah.
going on with like The Chosen, because I've there's no respectful way of saying this. I've never seen so many old people interested in, like, it's a TV show, but movie theaters are showing episodes like
Yep.
1 through 3 in
Mhm.
theaters right now. I've never seen so many old people, like, just at a movie theater, or even like people on Facebook are be like, "Oh, you should watch this over the Valentine's
Yep.
Day weekend." It's like, okay, like, I'm
One
not
thing you
telling.
can count on is if something religious is in theaters, they're going to show up.
Yeah, they're gonna show up. I was gonna
Yep.
say it's a good idea to do that, even though you're playing episodes in theaters. Like that's a smart move.
Yep. I
Like,
think
you
Yeah.
our
don't.
local theater's doing it, right?
Yep, that's why I
Yeah.
mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I saw it.
But it's funny because you don't see me like telling people, "Oh, you guys got to go see Demon Slayer."
Mm-hmm.
The first 3 episodes of the new arc coming to theaters. It's, I don't know, it's strange for me. But
Everybody go watch the Book of Clarence instead. How about that?
Yeah.
but
I
if
wanna
you're
make
super
sure I don't get hit
religious, you
by
may not.
lightning.
I was about to say, yeah, if you're super religious, you may want to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's like
But
produced by Jay-Z as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
interesting.
It's well done. Yep.
Let me go ahead and talk about a series I am very much enjoying, Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon Prime. Maya Erskine and Donald Glover are the two leading.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah. I was gonna quote him, but no, I'm not gonna quote him.
Why not?
Just I don't know. I'm like,
You can't
because
say
I
any
also,
of his lyrics on here.
You really
You
can't.
would have to quote like Community if you want to quote Donald Glover.
Yeah. Yep.
but I really like this retelling of like the Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I never actually saw the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt.
Really?
No, I've never
Okay.
seen that.
I wonder if that's aged well. Probably not.
yes.
Maybe a test of time to see. But
Mhm.
much like Reacher, what I like about this show is that I'm enjoying like the lowdowns, because you get invested in, like, both of these characters are very mysterious about their past. They're both lying to each other. Um, but in the heat of battle, they tend to, show that they care for one another. Uh, and it looks like, and I'm only 3 episodes into it, it only looks like it's going to get more like bombastic. And the action sequences are done well. I am personally a fan of Donald Glover, and I didn't know what to think. I've seen Maya Erskine and stuff before, but I don't know from what. I'll be honest with you. She looks very familiar. But just like it's funny to me. I was thinking to myself the other day, like, hey, it's a shame that Amazon Prime like just seems to have these long years of not putting out anything. But when they do put out something that is like decently good, it's kind of addicting to watch. Gen V, for example, The Boys,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
The boys.
Rings of Power, and I
Yep.
just think Mr. and Mrs. Smith is like also a very good option for people. I like the dichotomy between the two main characters, and that's what's going to carry this. Is their relationship and how they act toward each other is what's going to carry it, and I like it so far. I
Is it
definitely think
like?
give it a shot.
Is it them dating? Like where is it in Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Because like
They're
Mr.
married, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Because they're married in the movie.
I was wondering what story they were telling. Because yeah, the you should watch the movie, Barry. I think it would age well enough for you to enjoy it, especially since you're enjoying the series.
I haven't watched it since I saw it in theaters.
I've watched it maybe like 5 or 6 times in my life.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
I'm
as
gonna
a
have to
movie.
watch it again.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie review incoming is what it's.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
trying
Check
to
it
say.
out. See what you think.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Hopefully
that
it's like-
movie came out back in the day, it was like everybody
know,
went
yeah.
and saw that.
Everybody
yeah,
loved
it was
that
it was
movie.
popular. Yeah.
ISS, I.S.S.
Yep.
If you're looking it up.
Yes.
Kind of a thriller, I guess. Has to do with the International Space Station, hence ISS. So you have 3 people, 3 American astronauts and 3 Russian astronauts, and they both use this International Space Station. They're all friends. While they're on the space station, they see out the window that the Earth, America and Russia are like nuking each other. So as that's happening, they both kind of get messages from their respective countries saying, take over the space station at any cost. So it's like this whole, like, they're trying to take each other out, but act like they're not type of like tense thriller. I think it's decent. It's a very like, I don't know if you call it like a claustrophobic movie because it all takes place within this space station, which isn't that big. So it's all like, 6 people in confined spaces trying to like figure out ways to take each other out. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's a movie I would ever have to watch again. That's probably the best way I can describe it. It's a one-time watch, and then you'll be like, yeah, okay. It's a movie that has a broad, like a very big premise, but is shot cheaper, if that makes sense. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, it's one set, it's the space station. I mean, there's a scene where somebody goes outside. The one thing I kept telling my wife and I when we were watching it was, I was like, I wonder how they film this movie so it always looks like they're in 0G. Like, are they always suspended from wires the whole time? Because that was the most
Oh yeah,
interesting thing to me. Like, how do you pull that off?
the whole
Because
movie.
you're doing, yeah, the whole movie. Like, even when they're just sitting there talking, they're like, their arms are floating, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like, that kind of detail to me is cool. And then you have like some tense scenes where they're fighting each other in 0G, and they're like trying to fight, but they're also like rotating. You know what I mean? It's a very cool idea. So I don't know, I'm gonna assume it was wire work,
Yeah.
probably. But yeah, I mean, check it out. I think it's like, when it pops up on streaming, it's worth a watch for sure.
I was thinking about, because like when I was watching YouTube with my wife the last couple of weeks, they've been like throwing that as
Mm-hmm.
a trailer, and it's a good premise.
Yep.
You know,
It's original, right?
yeah, like great friends. They're on the spaceship, and then just so happens Russia and the U.S. are nuking each other, and now they're not friends.
Yep.
Or they're not allowed to by their country to be friends.
Right.
You
They're not
know,
supposed to be friends anymore. Yep.
yeah, that's a good premise, but it looked like
Mhm.
it was going to be. It looked like it was going to be. What's the one with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock? Like,
Oh, Gravity.
it looked like it was going to be more of that. Like maybe it would be outside the space station a little bit more, incorporating like
I'd
a
rather
lot of
watch
good.
this than Gravity. Gravity sucked.
Really,
I didn't like Gravity at all.
I thought Gravity was good. That's funny. But yeah, I'm
So
definitely gonna give it a watch.
maybe you'll hate I.S.S. then. You'll be
Yeah,
like, oh man, it sucked.
as soon as it hits streaming, I'm gonna give it a watch. That's what I
Yeah.
told myself. It didn't look like a movie theater movie.
No, 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 no. It's a January movie theater movie for sure.
Got it.
Yeah.
But anything else anybody wants to talk about? All right.
Nope.
I then we'll go ahead and end the podcast. I want to appreciate everybody for listening and or watching. If you are listening, please make sure to share it with a friend that you think might like us, and please make sure to share it in general. Leave a like and review on your podcast listening platform of choice. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment below with gaming quotes so that we can ask next time. And I won't say Craig will look at the comments. Me and other Craig won't. So that way he's got more game quotes to throw at us next time.
Yeah,
Trivia
yeah.
questions. I really wish I should be better at gaming trivia. You'd think we would with how much we play games, but I am terrible.
I'm terrible on the spot. I get like real
Yeah,
nervous.
it's hard to do that off the top of your head cold.
But yeah, no, I should be better. I want to be better at it. So please, like, leave gaming trivia questions. I watch a lot of Trivia Game Tower from MinMax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to learn more. So no free ads, but
No,
if
yeah.
you want to get better at trivia. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed your Super Bowl week, and just be on the
Yes.
lookout for an emergency podcast.
Yeah.
Depending on what Xbox does.
Wee woo, wee woo.
We will sound the alarm, and it's going to sound exactly like what Craig said.
Yep.
If we have an emergency podcast, he's opening with that, just so we're all aware. He's going to be making that sound.
We're gonna capture that sound right now and save it.
It's either that one or the Kevin Hart whoop, whoop, like that one that he does in his stand up. Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
you're doing
I'm
the
t-
wee woo. You're doing the wee woo.
Doing the wee-woo.
I'm. That is stamp of approval right now. We're doing
Yep.
that. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
So yeah.
Bye, guys.